How you going? Jason here from Rowy's Adventures. Just got to be covering this old girl today. So this is a 4.45 Horizon. I've done a fair bit of work on him. Yeah, bit of a step up from what I originally got her in. So strap in. So we'll start off the video at the back here. You'll notice the two pods left and right. They make a massive difference with the buoyancy. So both of the people fishing, or multiple people fishing within the boat, can stand on the one side, and you don't get a whole lot of dramas, you know, tipping the boat from to one side. The back, we got the Mercury 50 horsepower 2-stroke. This thing has never had a drama. I know Mercury had a bit of a bad name for a little while, but they've fixed their dramas, and this thing's never missed a beat. So the 50 with the cowling off the top, yeah, stock standard. You got your 3 carbies, your air intake, this electronic ECU, simple engine. There's no alternator on it. If there was, it would be sitting somewhere in here. Got your fuel bowl, your spark plugs, and that's it. Servicing is very easy. All you got to do is take your plugs off, undo him, and pressure test the chamber, ensuring that the leads are off. Once you've got the pressure test, all the cylinders should be within about 10% of each other. If not, you got big dramas, and if they are, well, sweet as, leave it as is. Don't mess with anything that ain't broken. Down the bottom here, you got your water intake that feeds water through your impeller up to cool the engine. The skeg has snapped off once before, but thanks to Ray C Marine, he's fixed that one up. I got the 4-blade prop. Gets it up on the plane a lot quicker and doesn't have any dramas at top end. The old one was a bit mangled, so spent a few dollars and just got ourselves an aluminium one. The stainless are great, but if you hit something, and where we go, especially chasing the barra, you hit a rock bar and shatter your prop, generally it follows all the way up and in through your gearbox. So moving from the back of the boat, we've got the drinks holders. This is all new in the back. We got the battery storage and the life jackets. It's all just one big casting deck up the back here, and same for the front. Moving right up the very front, we got the 55-pound Minn Kota. So the 55-pound Minn Kota, this thing moves the boat around in big tidal shifts, no worries. For a bigger boat, you might have a few dramas, especially once you start getting into the plate boats with the 55-pound. You might need to make the step up to the 80-pound, but very much dependent on what kind of boat you got. This little tinny, no worries. Down the very front here, we've got a deck chair for, you know, passengers, a little bit of comfort, and then the anchor and just a kill mat. Generally, as is at the moment, is how we fish. Just open area, great for casting, nothing to get caught up on. Moving down to the middle area here where I'm standing, we've got the area where the esky sits, where that cord usually goes. That cord goes around, sorry, and out of sight, out of mind is really what we're going for down here. Usually dealing with fish or rigging up out of the way of whoever's casting, whether they be up the back there or up the front. Onto the console. So we've got the antenna for the marine radio, the EPIRB in case we need it. It's at arm's reach, sort of quick and easy to access. You hear stories of blokes with the EPIRB sort of tucked away underneath the boat, and as the boat's sinking, you don't have a hell of a lot of time to grab it. We've made sure it's easily accessible, solely for that fact. And I mean, if you end up in the water in the Northern Territory, yeah, you're gonna have a pretty good day. We've got the rod holders for rods we're not using right at that moment, or just for storage while we're on the move. We usually have the 2 sounders, so this is the navigation sounder, and this one is the depth sounder. That one's a 7-inch display and that one's a 5-inch display. Works for me, and look, you can spend as much or as little as you want on a boat, but the second you start jumping up into those 12-inch display units, you know, you're taking out half the value of the boat. So for me, it was just big enough and reliable enough to warrant getting it. Moving down to the steering, we've just got the steering wheel, your marine radio, your throttle control box, your battery isolator, and these are your switches for your nav lights, the bilge pump and second bilge pump. The bilge pumps are located down the bottom here. Under the red one is the newest edition, and the white one is just a eBay special that's been going strong for a very long time. The new one sort of punches out the back onto the rear pod and out to sea, and the old one punches down and out straight into the water. So in the back, we've got the batteries. They're all connected up in series with the Anderson plug. It's a 12 volt system, not a 24 volt, hence the series, not parallel. All the wiring runs through the gunnel in here, just in a conduit sheath. The wiring for the console comes up along the top of the trawling bar, down, and just nestled in underneath there. Oh, see if I can get him. All the wiring comes out of the hole and then into its respective area. But it's out of sight, out of mind. It's a nice, neat job, home job, but neat enough. Comes all the way down and then down the bottom here into the isolator. The Minn Kota doesn't have an isolator, hence why all the Anderson plugs are unplugged. But yeah, I found it's the best way for this boat to be wired in. This is more so the important one, is access for all the safety gear. I'll run you through how how quick and easy it is to access this safety gear instead of having it nestled away underneath there and, you know, the storage with the net and buried under everything else. So if we needed to access him in a hurry, we just undo him, pull him out, and you've got access to the life jackets. We've got the safety V-sheet as well as the flares tucked in under there, but everything in here is yeah, easily accessible and hidden away. The first aid kit goes in there as well. Onto the trawling bar. So as you see here, it's a really good lean, as well as rod holding for, you know, when we're trawling and whatnot. When we're going at speed, sitting up here, just chilling on the back, it's very stable. You get to see what's ahead of you, and you know, just enjoy it. Get that breeze through your hair. Now to the front, we've got the 2 fuel jerrys holding 25 litres each, the bailing bucket with the flashlight and cord for bailing. In here we've got spare headdress, we've got some rod holders, bug spray, hand sanitizer, sharpening tools, out-of-date flares for if the in-date flares run, we use them and they don't go off, or no one sees it and, you know, we're out in the middle of nowhere doing ourselves a mischief. It's just handy to keep your old out-of-date ones just as a backup. Got some lanyards for when we're using the big 80 wides or 50 wide Chiagas, Penn Internationals, chasing marlin. It's a hell of a lot cheaper to just time on than to jump in after a reel that's probably at the bottom of the ocean by that point. But it's all the stuff we need to access quick and easily. It's all just tucked away in the side there, as well as the fuel. We go off of a planning distance of roughly 1 kilometre per litre for the 2-stroke, and if it's better, we've got more fuel left over. But you know, at the end of the day, I'd rather have more than not enough, because it's a long row. So yeah, that's another instalment of Rowy's Adventures. I hope you enjoyed the walk around, talk through of the boat, and hope to see you next time. That's it for me. Thanks for watching another instalment of Rowy's Adventures.